do not get confused. The menstruation phase is the beginning of the menstruation, no doubt, but the follicular phase has already started inside the ovary. Follicular phase is characterized by a dependent base of growth of follicles inside the ovary. A wave will start where the gonadotropin sensitive pool of follicles will take part in the process of maturation and development. Those follicles which are failed to undergo the process of development or maturation, they undergo atresia. Please do not forget to visit my master lecture on follicular selection, recruitment, dominance, waves, hormonal regulation. Let's see how the menstrual cycle in case of a human or the primate, how it goes on and what are the phases. Let's draw this diagram, and it is a composite diagram where we'll say the menstrual cycle phases. A typical menstrual cycle is lasting from 21 days to 35 days, but I will confine myself to the classical 28-day concept, a mense or a month. And here I can structurally divide it into 3 parts, but I will compositely divide it into 2 parts, not to make you people confused, rather to make the understanding very, very easy. The number 1 phase is the follicular phase. The follicular phase, or I can use the word proliferative phase. And when I am using this type of word, I am making you sure some of the changes in ovary, some of the changes in the uterus. So we will make 2 parts. We'll show what are the changes inside the ovary, what are the changes inside the uterus. The second phase is the luteal phase or the secretory phase. Now the point to be noted, during the time of follicular phase, we will see 2 changes. What are the changes inside the ovary? What are the changes inside the uterus? Same we'll see in ovary and uterus. You guys must remember that it is not an unitary cycle. It is involving the crosstalk and the interplay between both the ovary as well as uterus. No doubt, we should not forget, hypothalamus and pituitary also are sitting on the top and seeing the play which is going beneath. They are the master regulators. If anything happens below, then they will be triggered. Either they will show positive feedback mechanism or negative feedback mechanism, so that the play which is going below and who are seeing from the top should continue in tandem, in rhythm. Let's understand what are the changes inside the ovary during follicular phase. If I can name, it is around 1 to 14 days. If I can name this one, this is from 15 to 28th day of the cycle. That means it is almost 14 days. That is also 14 days. Or I can say 12 days. Ovulation phase is 1 or 2 days or 1 day, and it is 12 to 14 days. So it is longer than the follicular phase. And our concern is not fertilization. Our concern is we have to show menstruation is occurring. So in the first 4 days, that is I can say 1 to 4 days, that is the phase of menstruation, where the progesterone has fallen here, will come here. The progesterone is fallen, corpus luteum is lysis, that's why the progesterone is fallen, estrogen is low, FSH is rising, slugging of the endometrium has already occurred, and bleeding is going on. So do not get confused. Let's start in the ovary. What's going inside the ovary? Number 1, the circulating concentration of FSH is high, progesterone is low, estrogen or estradiol is also low. Point to be noted inside the ovary in the early phases. Then the follicular waves start. The follicular wave starts. Primary, secondary, antral follicle, Graafian follicle, pre-ovulatory follicle we are seeing inside the ovary. Once the pre-ovulatory follicle is there, then the estradiol 17 beta is started rising. What is more, this estradiol 17 beta has a property of LH surge from the hypothalamus. The GnRH surge centers are activated. This LH surge increases the LH, which peaks around 13 to 14 day of the later parts of the follicular phase. And this peaked up LH is now going to show ovulation. So these are the changes inside ovary. This part is now over. Now let's come to the next part, that is uterus. What has gone? As menstruation is going on, slugging, degeneration and degeneration, ischemia, bleeding, spiral, arterial degeneration. This is early phases, 0 to 4 days or 1 to 4 days going on. Uterus is under serious stress because progesterone is fall, estrogen is low, FSH is rising. So when FSH is rising, gradually the estradiol 17 beta will increase. It will cause second, from I can say this is 1 to 4 day of the follicular phase, but 5th to 12 days or 13 days, what it will cause? It will cause priming of uterus. I can use the word repair, growth, as well as thickening. That means damage control phase, regaining phase, where the uterus is coming back to its original status, getting ready for the future process of what? Now future process of conception. So this is going up to 12 days. This is 1 to 4 days. This is 5 to 12 days. On the 13th day, the LH surge has peaked. Estradiol is also on the top level, but gradually it will fall. And once this LH is peaked, ovulation has occurred, luteinization process will begin. Let's come to the 15th day to the 28th day. We should understand, already 13 days are over. I can write some fundamental point. Number 1, on the day of 14th day of the cycle, ovulation has occurred. Secondary oocyte is in the oviduct. The corpus luteum started forming. Which hormone is playing important role? LH. Progesterone is not now in the picture, but yes. What's the process? Luteinization. So now come to the ovary. The first point inside the ovary. The first point after ovulation. Formation of luteal cells. That means the granulosa cells will convert it to luteal cells. Which hormone? LH. What is the name of the process? Luteinization. What is the significance? A functional corpus luteum is formed. What is the significance? Secretion of progesterone. What is the outcome? Now, estradiol 17 beta start falling. FSH is almost low because ovulation has already taken. Estradiol has a negative feedback. Inhibin has a negative feedback. Estradiol try to diminish the secretion of the GnRH, and this inhibin it is going to reduce the secretion of the FSH. So now the role of the progesterone, the master molecule, is now progesterone. Let's go to the uterus. What has happened inside the uterus? Already I have written. Damage control has done, but now it is the last page. Let's see uterus. The number one, vascular growth, very important. Spiral artery formation, arterial coiling, endometrial growth. Second, thickening. Oh my God, this is 10 to 12 mm, which is very thick. Endometrial growth. Increase glandular secretions. Increase glandular secretions. Increase in the content of glycogen, protein, lipids. Next, then endometrial priming is at the top, and myometrial atonicity. That means myometrial will not contract. Oxytocin receptors will be down regulated because of high progesterone. Otherwise, there will be no placentation and it will be abortion will occur. So this is one of the farm mechanism. So progesterone is peaking and progesterone functions are going inside the uterus. These are the points related to the uterus, and the secretory or the luteal phase is going on. When I am saying secretory phase, it pertains to uterus. When I am saying luteal phase, it pertains to the ovary. When I am saying follicular phase, it pertains to the ovary. When I am saying proliferative phase, it mostly pertains to the uterus. In combination they are used, but this is the fundamental basis. So now what happens after this beautiful signature growth and modifications and modeling inside the uterus? Now it is the time for the uterus to cry. Why it is the crying is there? Because fertilization has not happened. There is no maternal signaling. There is no conceptus. There is no SCG. And estrogenized uterus is now not in a state to further allow the progesterone growth, because something has secreted and that something has passed through the blood into the ovary. What it is causing? It will cause the corpus luteum to undergo the process of lysis. Please visit my luteal lysis lecture. You will see how beautifully this mechanism is related. And once the corpus luteum is gone, lysis at the terminal part means I can say exactly towards 25th day to 28th day, there is the luteal lysis, and 26th day to 27th day, the progesterone level will start falling. 27th day to 28th day, the progesterone is almost minimal. And this is the beginning of the menstruation. And the cycle will begin from one day, what already I have explained. The slugging is going on, the secondary side is going, the vaginal bleeding is coming because that uterine bleeding is coming to the vaginal tract, ischemic-like changes has happened, and slugging, apoptosis, removal, autophagy, all are the events which are occurring during this phase, and the phase is returning back to same 1 to 14. Once progesterone falls here, that means the corpus luteum is gone, then the FSH will start rise. The estradiol 17 beta will start rise. You can see the points here. FSH increase, progesterone fall, estrogen is less, but estrogen will start gradually rising during follicular phase. So with this beautiful explanation, this lecture comes to the end. Here we discussed the phases of the menstrual cycle. We classified menstruation under follicular phase and the dominance of the ovarian follicles and their role in regulating the gonadal steroids as well as the central axis activation. And thereafter, once ovulation has happened, then we went to the luteal phase where we started learning about corpus luteum, luteinization, conversion of the granulosa cells into luteal cells, and secretion of progesterone. Progesterone dominance, uterine changes, and thereafter we learned that at certain stage failure of fertilization has demised the corpus luteum. It is the lysis of the corpus luteum. Progesterone falling has begun another phase of uterus life where the uterus will cry, and the crying is due to fellow oocyte has failed to fertilize. Stay tuned for my final lecture on this, which will be a master diagram showing altogether uterus, ovary, hormones, menstrual phases, and physiology of menstrual cycle. Stay tuned. Thank you so much.